Hello. So this is a submission for Bingo-thon. It's Celeste, two teams of two players, co-op, long blackout bingo.
Yeah,
Um,
it's two versus
yeah.
two, and I'm Raki. Uh,
Yes, my name is Lightningreed, and I'm one of your commentators today. Rocky's the other. We're going to be starting here in just a moment, as soon as we get all the players ready.
yeah. In the meantime, we can actually talk a bit about the game. Like, long bingo is basically a longer version of normal bingo, and you basically have to complete 25 objectives that are on the board.
Mm-hmm. All
And
right.
everyone seems to be ready here, so we're going
Yeah.
to reveal the board soon. Okay. It should be revealed now. Okay. So
All
yeah,
right.
we see some early game objectives like win golden, which is basically complete the first chapter grabless, which
Yeah, there's a lot of objectives in Celeste Long Blackout Bingo, and these two teams, our left pink team and our light green team, are going to have to complete all of them. And so right now they've got to be talking with each other, deciding who's going to take which objective, because all of these they're scattered all throughout the game, and these players need to complete them. So as we go into prologue here, the first it's a prologue, so it's not really a chapter, but the first chapter of the game, you'll notice that these players are actually not going to skip any cutscenes. That's just going to give them some time to read the board, see what's on it, and discuss with each other what's going on. As soon as we're done prologue, we're hopefully going to see some players go for a lot of these objectives on the board.
yeah,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of teamwork to do this because there are a lot of like synergies you can do on these boards. Example, if
Yeah.
you want berries in one chapter and there's like uh, more 5 berries in 7 chapters plus 35 berries in 7A. That's like one berry
Yeah. I
chapter.
mean, if you get 35 berries in 7A, you're already getting 5 berries in one chapter, so hopefully on both teams, we're going to see the same player go for both of those objectives. As we enter Forsaken City, which is the first chapter of the game, we're probably going to see a lot of things. There is Winged Gordon on the board, which, as Lucky mentioned earlier, is complete the first chapter without dashing. So
And
someone's going to be going for that.
Zaprey and Zaprey and Crab are going for
Yeah, those
that.
two players are going for it. We've also got complete Forsaken City with a low friction on the board. So there's a chance that our players might go for that. It doesn't seem like Jan is, but Celion is doing Invisible. Ooh, this is interesting. There's also complete 2 chapters Invisible on the board. Since 1A is one of the shortest chapters in the game, when there's objectives like complete 2 chapters Invisible or complete a certain number of chapters glabless, it's generally best for those sorts of things to be done in 1A because, I mean, you get them over with quickly and Invisible is just annoying to deal with.
I mean, maybe Janis think, oh, Janis died with the 1-up, and which is really unfortunate.
Ooh, yeah, that's really unfortunate. There's triple 1-up on the board, which
Yeah.
generally a 1-up in this game means you want to collect 6 of the collectible strawberries in a row without standing on the ground for 2. If you stand on the ground for 9 consecutive flames or you die, if you stand on the ground for 9 consecutive flames, you're going to collect a berry, and if you die, you lose all your berries. So what Jan wants to do here is collect 6 different berries without standing on the ground for too long. Unfortunately, they died, and so they're going to have to come back for a triple 1-up later. A triple 1-up just means get 3 1-ups, which means collect 8 berries in a row instead of 6.
And Jan may actually play Invisible 4A instead of 1A because Invisible Cliff Face is on the board.
Right,
Or
that's some decent synergy.
And 3-8.
There's also
Invisible Huge Mess and Invisible Start of Resort, which is basically a bit the big part
so
of
chapter
3.
3, so chapter 3, Celestial is what in this game. There's invisible objectives for 2 of the 4 checkpoints in it. And so it does make sense to just do the entire chapter invisible because it helps you towards complete 2 chapters invisible. So it seems like Jan has completed chapter 1 and is moving on into chapter 2, Ord Sight. So what's in this chapter? Well, complete Ord Sight with low friction. Doesn't seem like they're doing invisible here, but
maybe doing 1-up. Because failed 1-up in City, maybe you can do 1-up in every chapter. It's not you basically just have to collect berries, like Reed said, and you can do that in every chapter. But I don't think they're doing that.
I believe Jan did turn on low friction at the start of this, and trying to play a lone up with low friction on is generally sort of difficult. Low friction, there's a lot of these variants where we're talking about. I mean, invisible is pretty self-explanatory. Glabless sort of restricts the ways your player can move, and low friction, well, it makes you sort of floaty and it makes movement really difficult because friction's low.
It's like moving on ice, basically.
Yeah, it's just play Celeste with ice physics, except it's sort of in the air too, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and there's also 7 red hearts.
Right, yeah. Let's talk about big lake.
You have to play like 7 B-sides, and B-sides are basically a harder version of each level.
Yeah. Let's talk about difficult things. Let's talk about big things on this board. I mean, we've got complete 7 B-sides. B-sides, if you were paying attention to Clab's screen, they're unlocked by grabbing a cassette tape in the A side, and they're just a slightly harder version. Of the B-sides, only really the first 7 are viable in bingo. So 7 lead hurts, you get a lead hurt from completing a B-side. 7 lead hurts means that you're going to end up having to complete all of the first 7 B-sides. So it makes sense that we see both Clab and Zaprey, after doing Winged Gordon, they're both pretty immediately going for this 1B, and they're just planning on completing all the B-sides.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's also complete 10 chapters on the board, which probably Crab and Zaprey are going to do, because they basically do 7 B-sides, and those count as chapters. So
yeah. So in this game, we generally consider a chapter to be an A-side or a B-side.
Or a C-side.
So complete 10 chapters could mean 4 A-sides and 6 B-sides. Chances are these players are going to do 7 B-sides, and they're going to complete 3 of the quickest A-sides. And that's how it's going to work. So yeah. As these players are routing through chapter 2, and it seems like Jan has turned on invisible. Not quite sure why, if they didn't do it before, but
they're basically going to replay chapter 2 and do the because you can do one checkpoint invisible, and then you can go back to the other checkpoints and do them invisible. You don't have to do everything in one sitting, basically, with these variants.
Right, exactly, and that's exactly what we see Jan going in to do here. They're turning off low friction. They still have invisible on, and they're just going to complete chapter 2 invisible just to work towards 2 chapters invisible there. So yeah. Besides that, let's talk a little bit about custom progression. After this, where are these players going next? I mean, Clab and Zaprey heading to presumably the next B-side. What's next on the agenda for these other players?
That's a good question. Maybe some of them are skipping. You can skip one chapter.
Right. So yeah, custom progression. There's 9 chapters in the game. The first 8 have B-sides, but the 8th B-side isn't really accessible. There's 9 chapters in the game, but since playing through every single chapter takes a really long time, in Bingo we have something called custom progression, which lets you get to different parts of the game a little bit faster. So like completing chapter 5 unlocks both 6 and 7. Completing chapter 4 unlocks chapter 9. And then chapter 8 is unlocked from the start, but you need 4 cluster hearts to unlock it. Cluster hearts, we've already explained what lead hearts are. You collect them at the end of B-sides. There's also blue huts, which are hidden in the A sides, and they take a while to go for. But yeah, so core is unlocked from the start, but there doesn't seem to be anything. Core being Chapter 8, there doesn't seem to be anything involving that, so we probably won't see these players go into it. In any case, yeah. So
there's also
these...
full clear free chapters, which
yeah,
probably
absolutely.
Jan has been doing. That's why maybe Jan has not been doing invisible or something, because it's maybe they find it quite hard to do that and full clear. Full clear is basically when you get
Yes, of
every
course.
single objective in a chapter. You have
Every
to
single
get
collectible,
you have
yes.
to get the cassette, which is basically unlocks the B side, and then there's blue hearts like Reed just talked about, and you also have to get all the berries. But Jan just skipped the berry, so maybe not actually.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Jan is just going for some of these berries. It seems like Jan is also doing this chapter jumpless. Complete intervention without jumping, bottom right corner. Yeah, intervention is this middle 2-way checkpoint that Jan is in right now. I completely didn't see that.
Me neither.
Yeah. Yeah, so Jan's here doing 2-way jumpless, getting some of these berries and probably planning to go back and clean out some of these other berries later.
But I mean, you can't do that because you have to complete the whole chapter in one sitting when it comes to full clear.
Yeah, but actually, I believe that full clears in Blackout, I mean, you're allowed to... They're literally just glorified all collectibles. You can just collect all the objectives. You don't actually need to get them on one sitting. That's a pretty recent law change.
They changed the rules for that.
Or at least it was changed in the new version, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. In any case. Right, so Collab and Zaprey cleaning up Chapter 2's B-side. We're probably going to see them go into Chapter 3's B-side next. I mean, it's pretty clear what they're doing. Celion here is playing through seemingly glabless, and from the looks of it, Celion, she's also playing on low friction.
I mean...
Well, not glabless, but full clear, and she's probably playing on low friction too.
Are you sure? Because... Yeah, that's low friction, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, full clear 3 chapters. I mean, the first chapters they have the fewest collectibles, so they're generally the easiest to full clear.
I mean, chapter 6, which basically doesn't have any berries, you basically only have to get heart and cassette, and there's jumpless reflection on the board, which is a checkpoint in chapter 6, so maybe we'll see a full clear chapter 6, but...
Oh yeah, that's absolutely a possibility. And you know what I just noticed? I just noticed 8 cassettes on the board. So let's talk about what that means. We talked about how there's B-sides for the first 8 chapters. The reason the 8th B-side isn't really accessible is because there's a big gate with a bunch of cluster huts locking it, and you can't really get all those cluster huts in the time for a bingo match, in the time of a bingo match. But you can absolutely collect the Chapter 8 cassette. And in fact, since there's no cassette in Chapter 9, these 8 cassettes means you have to collect every cassette in the game. So the 2 B-side players, Collab and Zaprey, they're going to probably, after that, be playing Chapter 8 as well, just to get that cassette in Chapter 8, because they can only finish the B-sides for Chapters 1 to 7. So that's going to take a while.
Exactly. And what I'm seeing here, Crab is not doing invisible start of 3A. So So basically Jan is probably going to have to do that.
Yeah, and neither is Zaprey for that matter, which means that both of these players are sort of leaving these invisible objectives for their teammate. Which is interesting. I mean, yeah. So we see Jan going back into 1A, just first doing this low friction and also full clearing, getting a lot of these berries. I haven't been paying attention to the exact berry counts, but I know Jan has gotten a lot of them, and so is Celion at this point.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So none of these players have actually So none of these players have used their assist skip yet. That's another form of custom progression. Players can assist skip one chapter. None of these players have used it. We'll see if any of these players end up using their assist skip.
Crab and Zaprey will definitely not, because they will need to have to complete the B-side, which will basically unlock the next chapter, so they won't have any use for the assist skip.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can unlock the next chapter in one of three ways. You can skip the first chapter, but you can only do that once. Or you can complete the A side, or you can complete the B side. And so, since Crab and Zaprey are going to be completing each of the first 7 B sides, they're not going to have any trouble unlocking next chapters.
Yeah, but Jan and Serial may have any assist skips to use. We will see about that.
I genuinely don't know what these players are going to end up assist skipping.
Yeah, maybe not actually, because probably going to have to finish 3A for Invisible, and they have to complete Cliff Phase, which is basically the last checkpoint in 4A.
Yeah, exactly.
And 5A, are there any stuff they have to bop 10 Seekers?
Yeah. Oh, and just for clarification, when we say terms like...
chapters.
Yeah. And just for clarification, when we say terms like 4A or 5A, we mean Chapter 4's A side and Chapter 4's B side. I mean Chapter 4's A side and Chapter 5's A side. And it's the same way if we say something like 4B, that means Chapter 4's B side.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit of notation to get used to there, if you haven't played Celeste yet.
And Seekers is a enemy which is in Chapter 5, both 5A and 5B. So one of the players in each team probably has to do that, which is probably going to be the B-side player, because they already have they are already playing one of the chapters in their route, because they need to play every B-side.
Exactly. So yeah, bought Seekers 10 times in 2 chapters. There's only Seekers in 5A and 5B, and so B-side players might be playing 5A as well, which is really interesting.
That means maybe Sirion and Jan may skip 5A, because they have
that's absolutely a possibility. Skip 5A, let yourself unlock some of those later chapters, like 35 berries in 7A if you need to. So, yeah.
And the Reflection.
Yeah, and Reflection.
Or maybe the B-side players do that, I don't know.
We'll see, I guess.
There's also Farewell on the board. And like Reed said, you basically unlock Farewell after completing Chapter 4.
Farewell, Chapter 9. After Chapter 4, and there's 2 objectives for it. Reach the intro call unremembered, which is a checkpoint in Farewell. And then there's also, I think... Huh?
That's not a checkpoint, that's a Easter egg. That's an Easter egg.
Oh, yeah, remembered is a checkpoint. Intro call is an Easter egg within that checkpoint.
Okay.
Yes. And also Reach Event Horizon, which is by itself just a checkpoint midway through Farewell.
Yes.
So, Crab and Zaprey cruising through 3B.
Zaprey is still in 3A, but probably going to enter 3B soon.
Oh, Zaprey's still in 3A. I wonder why they're... Oh, they must be finishing it for a complete 10 chapters.
Yeah.
Since the 3A cassette is like 3/4 of the way into 3A, if you get the cassette, you might as well just finish the chapter, because it's only another extra 60 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Making it pretty short.
And like what they... I don't remember. Did they finish 2A and 1A?
I do know that both these players finished 1A for Winged Gordon. I don't remember about 2A.
I mean, they would probably finish 8A core, because that's a count as a chapter, because they need that for a cassette, and the cassette is basically at the end.
Yeah. So I've actually, now that I'm looking back at this, we have 5 berries and 7 chapters on the board, and I actually had dismissed this at first, but there are only 7 chapters in the game that have 5 berries. I mean, as we explained before, Chapter 6 doesn't have any berries, and neither does Chapter 9 for that matter. So Chapters 1 to 8 are the only ones that have 5 berries. which means that the person who's getting 5 berries in 7A has to get all the berries in Chapter 8, because there's only 5 berries in Chapter 8.
Which means the B-side players won't get 10 chapters from core.
Yeah, well, the B-side players still need to do 8 cassettes.
Oh, right.
So
yeah.
what I'm actually thinking is that these B-side players should be collecting a couple of berries in each of these chapters.
Yeah, I think
5 berries is not a lot.
I mean,
But,
they
yeah.
are. I've seen Zaprey collect
has he?
some berries at least in 3A.
Oh, wow. Okay, better board leading skills than me, clearly.
Yeah, that's quite easy to miss. Because,
Yeah, it's
like, you think
difficult to
7
think about.
chapters and then you can skip core, you think, but then you remember that 6A doesn't have any berries.
Yeah. So that's really bad. Yeah, Zaprey just finishing up 4A. Oh, that's interesting. So Zaprey, that is interesting. I wonder why Zaprey finished 4A.
I don't think they did.
3A. Oh, did they not? Oh, okay. Whoops, I thought I saw it. Never mind.
Maybe they did finish 4A. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to Zaprey's screen.
But no, actually, looking back at the time, there's no way they finished 4A that quickly.
Yeah.
But they must have quit out.
And Crab is finishing 3A now.
Yeah, so as we expected, the two Valiant players here on the bottom, they're cleaning up Invisible Starter 3A and Invisible Huge Mess right now.
Yes.
And those are probably what's going to take them to a while, even though I'm pretty sure they both have Invisible Starter Celestial Resort. It's sometimes easier to just wait a bit before taking an objective. Blackout, you can't, the race is just burst to 25, and so it's not super important if you take an objective immediately or not.
Exactly. So you basically do that at the end of the chapter to save like most time in the checkpoint or in the cutscene.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did any of them actually 100% PQ 8? I don't think so. They're probably going to leave that because both of their teams, everyone has that checkpoint unlocked, so they can easily go back to PQ 8, which is in Huge Mess. Like, it's in a secret room in Huge Mess.
Exactly. Yeah, at the end of a lot of bingo games, one player finishes before the other, and so it's generally worth it to leave some of those objectives behind just in case one player finishes before the other for an execution reason, and a player is just sitting around doing nothing. Well, now they have something to do.
Exactly. And as you can see here, Crab is collecting some berries, probably for your strategy there.
Yeah, Crab is, I think, collecting some berries here. Also grabbing this cassette in 4A, ready to enter 4B. Zaprey's already in 4B, but I'm not sure if they finished 3B yet, so...
I don't think they did. I just remember seeing them finish 3A. I think they never finished. I think they might go back for that.
Right, so even though it looks like even though it looks like Crab is 2 minutes behind here, compared to Zaprey, Zaprey actually hasn't completed 3B yet, which definitely needs to get done. And so yeah, Jan finishes Huge Mess, ticks off Start and Resort, and skips.
Oh.
Yes, skips the chapter into 4A. I was not expecting that.
Me neither. That's interesting. So, they're doing 4A grabless. Not grabless, they're doing 4A invisible, which means... I think they did 1A invisible too. Or no, they did 2A, they did 2A.
Yeah, I'm just sort of thinking to myself, why would you skip 3A here?
I agree. I think 5A skip would have been better. But
yeah, I think we might have just seen a routing mistake. And that mistake might have cost Jan's team, like Pink Team, 2 minutes or more of execution. And meanwhile, Zaprey and Celion are just cruising here. Celion finishing up Invisible Resort. Wow, I was not expecting to see that.
Yeah. Maybe they're planning for Jan to do the Seeker stuff and play both 5A and 5B, but that doesn't sound very efficient because then both of them have to play the B side.
I mean, it's sort of possible, but yeah, Club still has to play 5B no matter what, so it wouldn't be efficient. I think Jan has just made a misplay here because there's no way. I mean, Jan needs to unlock the later chapters. You need to beat Chapter 5. Since Jan can't assist skip Chapter 5, Jan needs to beat Chapter 5 to unlock, well, late game things like 35 berries in 7A and complete 3,000 meters with no battle orbs. Those are both really time intensive things in Chapter 7 that the B-side player is definitely not going for here. They have enough on their plate already.
Yeah, probably, but maybe there are enough stuff early game to have the B-side player do those late stuff. Because there's Farewell, which Jan can do, probably.
Yeah, I mean, there is Farewell.
Pico 8.
Yeah, there is Farewell, there is Pico 8.
And 5A.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I haven't actually been paying attention. Has Jen been getting berries in 4A?
I have... yeah. Trying to get the ceiling pop berry. No, never mind.
That might just be because they do ceiling pop strat.
Yeah, probably.
We'll see if they do the ultra here.
Either.
Yeah, they do the ultra.
Let's see. No, I don't think they are getting berries here because they.
No, they just walked.
Maybe they got berries in start. Because they're fast berries in start, but that.
Maybe I'm just wondering if they're considering 4A for one of their if Jan is considering 4A for one of their folklore chapters. I don't know.
No, they are not because they skipped 2 berries. But they need. Yeah. They still need 5 berries in the chapter.
And oh boy, look at Celion's screen. Celion here is going for a triple 1-up in 4A. And this is a dangerous place to collect 8 berries without losing any.
Yeah.
It's going to be really tricky. Celion cannot stand on the ground for more than 9 consecutive flames. And Celion cannot die here, so let's just hope that it goes well.
Oh, I thought that was old trade for some reason. I didn't know that was start. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's in start. It's
yeah,
just...
I see that now. I don't know why I thought that was old trade for a second. Okay, going quite well so far.
Clab finishes out on 4B. Zaprey is long done 4B, but again, they still have 3B to do.
And Zaprey is continuing in 5A.
Yeah, continuing into 5A. So this is what we talked about. That Zaprey is going to do both 5A and 5B just a little, so that Celion can skip 5A entirely.
I actually think that's the right play, definitely.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
Okay.
Alright, Celion, that's 7 berries, you need 1 more.
No,
don't die.
One.
Did they collect?
Yeah, they did 1, okay. But there's so many berries in Shrine.
It's not over? Yeah, it's definitely not over. They can just collect a little berry. I mean, these berries are very doable.
You skip this berry. There are 2 berries in the first room.
Oh no, Celion, oh no.
Oh, please, you skip it. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, they are skipping it.
Okay, they're skipping it. Okay. Are they going for these berries?
Yeah, they are.
Yes. They enter the room.
This is quite a scary room. Quite easy to die in. No. Alright, you can't wait for the block.
Alright. Celion's got 8 berries. Celion just needs to get to solid ground to collect these.
Yeah.
That block is about to come back, and I think that's it. I think Celion has this.
Oh, that was really close.
That was intense.
Okay, Crab is collecting the cassette now and probably is not going to play 5A because Jan is probably going to do that since they skipped 3A.
Yeah, so from the looks of it, Crab's just going to rush straight into 5B here.
Yeah.
So, alright, this is interesting because I just noticed we also have kill 5 different Seekers. And so that's a sort of annoying objective for Green Team. And the reason that's annoying is because there are 12 different killable Seekers in the game, and of them, 8 of them are in the last checkpoint of 5A. So in order to kill 5 different Seekers, you need to get to the last checkpoint of 5A. And so Zaprey, even though Zaprey is like dealing with Seekers right here, he just bopped one of them. Even though Zaprey is dealing with Seekers, he just bopped one of them. He's going to have to play through a lot more 5A just to get to a place where he can kill more Seekers.
I mean, Zaprey can still kill 3 Seekers in 5B. Probably going to do that.
Absolutely. Zaprey can still kill 3 Seekers in 5B, but they do have to unlock the last checkpoint of 5A called Rescue, and that's going to take a while.
Yeah. They have to kill 2 Seekers here, which... Yeah, and there's only 1 Seeker kill before Rescue. And that's in this checkpoint Zaprey is in right now, but it's a kind of RNG dependent Seeker kill.
Yeah, it's a really difficult Seeker kill to do, and there's no real consistent way to do it, so Zaprey is just planning to get an extra kill at the end of in 5A in Rescue instead.
Yeah, and I have definitely the right play. I think it's even faster even if you get it first try.
Yeah, so meanwhile, while Collab is cruising through while Zaprey is playing through 5A, Collab is cruising through 5B really quickly. Already at the point of the first killable Seeker, but I don't think, Collab is not going for Seeker kills yet.
Yeah, Jan is probably going to have to do that.
We should specify the difference between a Seeker kill and a Seeker bop. Bopping a Seeker is just when you land on its head and you stun it for a while, but after a while it just reappears. Like you'll see it on Collab's screen here. Collab bops a Seeker, and then it just reappears in an explosion, and it's not really gone or anything. Seeker kills, there's a good chance Zaprey will show you one around here.
Yeah. Now,
right here. Yep.
Basically get crushed by the door here. And will disappear forever. Come on.
Trying to get the Seeker completely crushed by this door.
Oh,
and it's really difficult to do.
Yeah, it's quite precise. Okay, here it is. And boom.
Yeah, there we go. And boom. Just dead.
Yeah.
Small explosion. So yeah.
Is this the second Seeker kill? Never mind. Wait, is Zaprey? Yeah, maybe Zaprey is completing 5A for never mind. Zaprey is not completing 5 for 10 chapters.
Yeah, I think Zaprey just kept playing for a second and then realized, wait, I don't need to keep playing.
Yeah.
Alright, and so as we expected, we see Jan in 5A. Jan's going to be spending a lot of time in Mirror Temper. Meanwhile, Celion here reaching the end of Chapter 4. We're going to see Celion just get past Chapter 5 and get like a stunning lead on Jan in just a couple of seconds as soon as they're done these next couple of rooms.
Yes, but Zaprey is still behind Crab a bit because he had to play 5A. So
so Zaprey is still behind Crab. He had to play 5A, and there's also the fact that Zaprey still hasn't done 3B and Crab has. But we'll see how that ends up factoring into the late game.
I mean, I think they can catch up because of not skipping 3A and actually saving quite a bit of time skipping 5A.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so Club entering Chapter 6, Reflection here. Club's probably going to be looking for a couple of things here. Likely definitely the cassette tape and the B-side. But maybe Club also wants...
Jumpless Reflection.
Yeah, Jumpless Reflection here.
And that is basically a checkpoint a bit later into 6A. So Crab will have to play for a bit more of 6A after the cassette to do the checkpoint.
Yeah, that's the possibility. It's the possibility Club just leaves that for Jan, just being another one of those things where whoever finishes first can go get it.
Yeah, probably. I think Crab is going to leave after. I see no reason continuing here.
Yeah, alright, and here's the split. If Club went Jumpless Reflection, they'd definitely be going to the light here. They are definitely going straight towards the cassette tape.
Yeah. And I've not been thinking here, has Zaprey killed any Seekers in 5B?
I haven't been watching, but Zaprey has Seeker kills coming up in a couple of screens, and I think we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite an interesting strategy. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Haven't seen that before. That's interesting. Okay. Well, in any case, Zaprey definitely has enough Seeker bops.
Really? Or wait,
no.
No.
Zaprey skips the Seeker kills, which
Zap-
is alright because these are really fast to go. These kills are really fast to go back for. But
No, they're
or
not
no,
skipping
they
it.
get one kill but not the other. Huh?
Maybe they forgot about it.
That's possible. I just remembered mid-room. It's possible.
I think so. Because that's basically the hardest Seeker kill, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in 5e it is, yeah.
Syrian is playing Summit, which is quite interesting because then both players have to play Summit, but maybe they are going for the 3000 meter with no orbs.
Yeah, I mean, I bet Celion is going to be playing to 3,000 meters with no orbs, and they're going to be playing 35 berries in 7A.
Oh,
Because those two
right.
objectives together take upwards of 20 minutes. And so it's just unfair to ask the player who's already doing 7 B-sides to do that as well.
Yeah, I see that. I forgot 35 berries was on the board.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm basically grabbing. Are there any gems on the board?
No, but I actually think Celion is for clearing 7A.
Oh, right. That's probably the case, actually.
Yeah, I mean, for clear 3 different chapters, complete 3,000 meters is the last checkpoint, so complete 3,000 meters means you're going to be finishing it anyway, and you're going to be getting 35 out of the 47 berries anyway. So for clearing this is definitely a good play.
Yeah.
And not something I thought of. Generally, when you think focus, you think the first couple of chapters because there's so few collectibles to think about. But this is some nice synergy.
Yeah, that I did not see that coming. That's quite cool.
Absolutely. And we see Jan going for Seeker kills, struggling a bit because Seeker kills are difficult.
Of course.
Dying at the end of the room. Oh no.
Wait, you died at the end of the room. A crab. Oh, again. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Crab is dying at the end of a really long reflection B-side room here.
Yeah, this room is just incredibly infuriating to die on.
It's quite a hard room, actually, in the end. It's quite easy to
Yeah,
mess
just
up.
these really precise, but okay, and then Cloud gets it this time. Nice.
Nice.
Alright, so when Cloud completes this, they'll have both 6 hurts and 6 cassettes. They'll have 6 lead hurts, and they'll have complete 6 B-sides.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so that's the thing. Zaprey won't actually be close to either of those. So yeah, that's really interesting. But in compensation, Celion gets a much bigger lead on Summit than Jan does.
Yeah, I think that kind of evens it out a bit. So I actually, maybe skipping 3 was a good play after all. I guess we will see how it turns out.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to see, but we'll see. That is not how you normally kill the Seeker, but it works.
I did not see that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Jan did use the block to kill the Seeker instead of the door. I guess that is easier for some people.
I did that in the beginning when I didn't know how to do. Okay.
Alright, fine.
Zaprey basically.
And so is Jan going to get a kill here?
Probably, maybe actually. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So yeah, as you said, Zaprey heading into 6B.
Also skipped the jumpless reflection if anyone has more time in the end.
Yeah. So let's think about what do these players have left to do. So for Celion, the path is pretty. I mean, for Celion Zaprey, the path is pretty clear on how they're going to divide this. Celion is going to clean up 35 berries in 7A and 3,000 meters with no battling orb. And that might take an extra 15 minutes. Meanwhile, Zaprey is going to play 7B and 8A, which is going to take an extra, at this point, maybe...
I have no idea.
20 minutes?
But Syrian also have to play 8A for the 5 berries.
No, I think Zaprey's going for 5 berries and 7.
Oh, right, yeah.
So Celion doesn't have to.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
about that. But then Serion is probably going to do 100% peak weight. Farewell too. Did you mention
Yeah,
that?
either of those two are a possibility for what these players go to next.
Yeah. And maybe Jump plus Reflection, depends how fast Zaprey does.
Hmm.
7B and then 8A. I think Serion is probably going to do that. Because
Yeah, all in all, the boards are randomly generated at the start of every game. I'd say this is one of the tamer longo boards that we've seen. There's just not quite as much really difficult stuff that can make or break a longo board.
yeah,
Um,
especially
yeah,
completing chapter 9, which is basically the longest chapter in the game, Farewell. It's a really long
yeah.
chapter which can be on the board.
The only chapter 9 things we have, like the latest thing, is Reach Event Horizon, which is a checkpoint about a third of the way into the chapter.
Yeah, and
Um,
it can take
yeah,
up to like 25 minutes to complete Farewell, and that's if you're good. I know Zaprey
yeah,
does a 22, but I don't know about the other players.
yeah. I don't know, but it's just thankful that we don't see this. This is going to be a pretty quick longo board. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends in
Sub hour.
25 minutes or 30 minutes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to say sub hour, but probably not. I don't think so. And
I don't know about sub hour. It'd be difficult. Yeah.
oh, Zaprey also died at the end of the long room, so that's
Oh, woo.
well, not that they're going to keep them.
Just making up for lost time.
Yeah,
These players can't see each other's screens, of course, but the two teams can communicate. Um, just pointing that out.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, how close? Silion at 72 berries. I have to assume that this is their third chapter that they have to full clear. Meanwhile, Jin's been a little inconsistent. I don't know if they have more stuff to do.
I don't think Jan is going to full clear 7A, and I don't think I agree with full clearing 7A because
Uh,
it's oh, I guess 35 berries. It's quite a lot actually.
like
But
35 berries. All you're getting is like an extra 12 berries.
yeah,
The blue hut and the cassette.
that's true. I was thinking 20 berries.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
quite as much.
actually think, but actually full clean like 2-way instead. Oh, Syrian probably did that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the alternatives for Silion are either for clearing one of the middle chapters, like chapter 3, 4, 5, which take an incredibly long time, or maybe for clearing chapter 6. That's actually a possibility.
I think chapter 6 could be a good play, but
We'll have to
it's
see.
quite risky
So,
actually, I would
so
say.
this is a little funny. As I was thinking to myself, I sort of wondered if the B-side player should do 3 full clear. Like, looking back on this board, like from an objective standpoint, because the B-side player is going to be full clearing 8A. They might be full clearing 6A.
Uh,
So all they'd have to do is full clear like one of the really short chapters at the start.
uh, actually, that may be a good play, but maybe they are a bit overworked then, I would say.
Well, the other player has a lot of stuff to do still, like the entire 7A synergy, and then also farewell, and also complete Pico 8. And yeah, Leech Event Horizon, along with Intro Club, might take anywhere from like 6 minutes to 10 minutes.
That
And
is
complete
true.
Pico 8 is like a 5-minute endeavor or so.
Yeah,
Or
maybe.
100% Pico 8 is a 5-minute endeavor.
I can see where you're coming from. I can understand that play. But that's quite hard to see from the start.
Yeah, that is absolute. Like most bingo games, we see a split between one player doing B sides and one player doing berries, and so even if these players like did think of that, by now it's far too late.
Yeah.
They've
Would
committed.
would have been quite fun if they thought of that from the start. Would have been a really interesting game.
Right.
Oh, that's an
So
unfortunate death from Zaprey.
right. So looking at the aftermath of this skip, Zaprey is about from the looks of it, 4 minutes behind in the B side race.
Also, missed freebie. I mean, maybe you calculated that in here.
Oh, then more like 6 minutes in
Or
the
wait,
B-side
did
race.
they do freebie after? I'm not seeing. I don't think they did freebie
I don't think
after.
so. So Zaprey is like 6 minutes behind in the B-side race. But if you look at the fire times of Celion and Jan, Celion's had an extra 7 minutes to play Summit that Jan has. Than
Yeah,
Jan has.
so I guess it's
Um,
execution. Maybe Jan can catch up, but that's
so
in.
actually, looking back on it, I don't think skipping 3A was too bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
these two teams are still decently equal.
they really are.
Oh
Uh,
no, Zaprey takes off 6 hats and 6 sets and completes 6 pieces. So Zaprey did do 3B.
then they are probably ahead, so maybe 3A skip was not the best.
Yeah, alright, never mind then. So
Uh,
3A skip did save them like 2 minutes. Alright.
Maybe not actually. It may have be because of execution.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it does look like Jan is having a better summit here than Celion is.
I think so
Um,
too. Only
but it's really difficult to tell in a chapter as long as Summit.
exactly, but I think it's. I think Jan is having a bit better summit at least.
Oh, is Jan doing this funny? Okay, no.
It would have
There's
been.
a really, yeah, there's a really new strat in the loom Jan was just in where you somehow like clip through the floor. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a really hard strat though.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
Basically, only top runners go for it.
Yeah, the setup sort of reminded me of that though.
Wait, Jan, are you not getting the cassette? Am I? Or maybe.
Jan
Oh
isn't
yeah,
getting into the
they
set.
are getting cassette.
Okay.
They got the berry first, which kinda
Mhm.
was strange to me.
So, I'll be honest, I have no idea if you can get all 3,000 meter Baileys at the same time. If you can like full clear 3,000 meters at the same time as you don't use any battling orbs. So battling orbs, as like if you've been watching Summit, I don't want to talk about the entire lore of Celeste. But if you've been watching Summit for any of these players, at the ending of one of these screens, these players will jump into, yeah, if you look at Club Screen, these players will jump into purple orbs. Those are battling orbs. And so it's possible, though very difficult, to complete 3,000 meters without touching any of those purple orbs because they fling you upwards. I'm just wondering if it's possible to do that and get all the berries at the same time.
I don't see any reasons why, because the berries are not that close to the battling orbs. But
Yeah, I
there's
guess that's
one
true.
battling orb. I don't even know how you skip it. Like, think it's the first battling orb in 3K. I've tried skipping. I didn't even know that was possible. I would be fun to see.
Oh yeah, you just neutral jump and you just clean transition straight up. It just works. Like you can just like use some speedrunning technique to like skip the orb and just like travel upwards from the screen. And normally the orb would like fling you up to the next screen, and it's fast. But if you're willing to take the slow route, you can just what's the word? You can just like do some speedrunning tech to climb that wall for a bunch and just climb up into the next screen.
Yeah,
And that's actually how you skip all the battle orbs. You just climb up to the next screen.
yeah. You basically
It's a little
just.
funny because you aren't. I don't know if that was like complete. If I don't know if that was completely intended, but you can do it.
I don't. I think it's intended that you can skip. I think the developers thought about that.
I mean, surely it came up. Maybe it was just one of those things like, all right, this exists, but I don't see any reason to remove it.
Probably. Okay. Zaprey's entering 4B now. No, 4B. 7B.
7B.
Never
Or
mind.
no, they're going back for
Okay.
berries.
Right. So.
Because I don't think Zaprey got 5 berries here, and they need 5 berries in 7 chapters. Summit definitely has at least 5 berries.
Yeah, even up to 1,000 meters, there are a lot more than 5 berries.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite fun actually. How many berries did they skip?
I don't know. I don't know how many
Oh.
berries Zaprey skipped. This is definitely a routing mistake to have not gotten these 5 berries on the first pass.
Yeah.
But it's alright. It'll cost Zaprey about maybe 25 seconds just to go through all this menuing. Not game losing, but a
Definitely
little
not.
sad.
Especially in such a long bingo match. Since
Yeah,
you can afford to make mistakes.
yeah, exactly.
And yeah,
So
probably not
so yeah,
Sabala.
Celion coming up on the first Battle Orb skip here. The Battle Orb is right here. Celion can just sort of jump his way over and just travel up, and it works. It's great.
Okay, that it's the next battle in orb. I don't see how you skipped that one.
Oh, that one's even more difficult. Celion realizes too late. Yeah, there's a trick here where you can actually start the cutscene for bringing out the hub, but since this cutscene takes so long to wait, you can actually grab flag 27, come back. So grab flag 27 as in the next checkpoint, come back, and then retry so that you spawn at that checkpoint. Like the checkpoint is right there, flag 27.
Yeah, that is a really cool trick.
Yeah, it's great.
You basically abuse the spawning locations. Oh,
Yes.
now some streams are lagging here.
Yeah, we are getting a bit of stream lag, which is a bit sad, but everything does still seem to be working.
Yeah.
Alright, so Collab is at the last checkpoint of Summit B-side, so Collab's going to be done Summit B-side pretty soon. Zaprey still has a lot of Summit B-side to go, and then Zaprey still has to do Cooler and maybe get some berries. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sirion do farewell here after completing 7A.
I definitely see that. I think Syrian will do farewell.
Farewell is just the longest thing left on the board.
And they will probably, because Crab and Zaprey will probably have to do reflection. I think that's the best play for them to do reflection. So they don't have to do the first 2 checkpoints.
So even though Pico 8 is sort of like a mini game within Celeste, and even though it's accessible from the main menu, in Bingo we have the lure such that you can only access Pico 8 from the place where you find the console in Chapter 3. Sirion, at least they retried. Okay. At least she retried out. Like, it works out.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, surely they know how to do this.
This is the I was talking about. I don't know how to do this.
You can just jump over battle in here. It's difficult, but it's possible. And you can make progress by neutral jumping and downwind, though that's also really difficult.
Yeah. This looks quite difficult, actually. And Jan is kind of catching up right now, so maybe...
Yeah, okay, just like that, and then Sirion needs to be really careful here. Exactly. Alright, grab this, and now Sirion just ascends this wall.
Yeah.
And on to the next screen.
Doesn't fail here. Nice job. Okay.
Nice. Alright, Jan...
Not too far behind.
Too far away. Yeah, Jan is definitely out-executing Sirion here, as far as for clear 7A goes. I mean, they started like 3 checkpoints behind, and now the difference is like about a checkpoint.
Wait, why is Jan checkpoint? Jan's timer 1 minute. I think they must have accidentally restarted the chapter in a checkpoint or something, or left the chapter.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility, or maybe they just. It's also possible that they have some sort of weird return to map strat at the start of 2500 berries and forgot that bingo is timed RTA.
Oh, right. Maybe, actually.
Yeah, so most of Celeste is timed by the in-game time, but of course bingo is timed and ticked off in real time, so Jan might have done a strat which saves time in-game by quitting out to the main menu because timer doesn't run on the main menu. But of course, real lifetime runs on the main menu, so...
Yeah, but I don't think they did that. Or did you say 2,000 meters?
At the start of 2500. It's possible that they, like, collected the second daily and then, like, returned to map or something. I don't know.
Because doing full clear, right. Oh, and Crab is finished 7B, so probably going to chapter 8 now.
Yeah, Crab likely going into chapter 8 now. Zaprey still has quite a bit of 7B left. The 7B looking a little frustrating for Zaprey here.
Come on.
I mean, 5 minutes and 13 seconds, not quite ideal, but also not bad.
I really don't know 7B time, so...
When all else fails, just stick with a minute per checkpoint. And that'll get you give or take a 10-minute time. And I know Zaprey's looking for a 10-minute time. Wow, the snowball room was really hurting Zaprey.
Yeah, this screen. Oh, come on.
Is
nice. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but.
Oh,
we see Crab going for the skip here. There's a skip.
Oh,
you
wow.
basically have to skip the ice, which basically saves around 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah, 40 seconds in a first speed run, and actually 40 seconds here too. If Crab can get it, yes. And now just needs to clean this up. No! It's alright, it'll still save time. The strat is really difficult. Like, both this first part and the final part, like, it's really difficult.
Come on. But yeah, basically you switch the ice blocks to ice, or the fireballs to ice, so you can jump on them. That's the casual strat.
Oh, this is really funny. Okay. I don't think Zaprey did 3B. Because they just unticked complete 6 B-sides and 6 cassettes.
So we were right from the beginning.
Oh wow, that's really sad.
We wished actually have interfered, but we didn't pay enough attention.
Oh yeah, I did not pay enough attention. I mean, I just assumed based on the timing, but Zaprey's a good player. I didn't know for certain. It's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
In Blackout, the only consequence that comes from this is that Zaprey is going to have to go play 3B again. Since players on each side don't actually have to react to opposing ticks, it doesn't actually matter for the other team if there's an accidental mistick.
Yeah, so it doesn't really hurt them in any way. It really just hurts themselves, I guess, because they don't get false hopes or whatever.
Partially false hope, also slight embarrassment at having misticked. I mean, Celeste is a psychological game as much as it is a physical one.
Yeah. And we see Crab getting the 5 berries here in...
So Celion is back here doing intervention without jumping. You'll notice that hasn't been ticked off by Green Team yet. Yeah. So back in the intervention checkpoint, just completing this out.
Maybe wait, what? Maybe they wanted did this full clear and couldn't do it in the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, that's also possible. They're trying to synergize this partially with full clear. I mean, well, no, it does seem like they have these berries already.
Yeah, probably. That's why they didn't. Wait, didn't Zaprey play 2A2? Couldn't he have completed his jump place?
I don't actually think Zaprey did 2A. I think Zaprey just went straight into 2B. And then for complete 10 chapters, in addition to the 7 B-sides, they completed 3A, and they're also going to complete Core, and they already completed 1A. So that's 7 B-sides, and then 1A, 3A, 8A, that's 10 chapters.
Right, okay, so never mind then. And Jan is struggling. Oh, right, Jan just did the orb skip. Nice.
Yeah. Jan gets this skip. Arguably a little faster than Celion did, but we'll find. We'll see.
Yeah.
Alright, so Celion cleaning up this. I wonder if they're going to go farewell. This is a really interesting and difficult routing decision to make. And the reason it's a difficult routing decision is because Zaprey is generally considered the better Chapter 9 player of the two. And so it's entirely possible, yeah, that Celion would just avoid farewell because they get the feeling that if they do play farewell, even though it's an objectively better play, they're going to end up losing more time overall.
Yeah, Zaprey is a really good farewell player, so
Yeah.
I can see the play. So it's not always about getting the better
I mean,
play.
bingo is about both routing and also about playing to your strengths. I mean, Zaprey and Crab, they both started off with very strong B-side routes because they're both good B-side players.
Exactly.
And then Celion is knew they could do like a lot of the variants at the start and a lot of Baileys, and so that's what they went for. Or that's what she went for. Whoops, sorry.
It's fine.
And it's the same way with Crab and Jan, I guess.
I guess Zaprey is going to do probably Reflection then. No, actually not. I think Siren might do that because Zaprey has to do Farewell.
Well, I think the most important thing for Zaprey to be doing right now is core. Because Zaprey has so much synergy that relies on core, they can't just miss it.
That's true.
And yeah, Zaprey cleaning up this 7B in 11 minutes. I don't remember what Crab's time was, but most good 6Bs are most good 7Bs are around 10 minutes, so this is definitely some time loss.
Yeah. It was
do what you can.
31 deaths. You saw some deaths in the snowball rooms, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really frustrating.
Zaprey going into 3B now. Quite interesting.
Yeah. And now they definitely do have complete 6B sides and 6 sets and 6 sets, but
yeah,
well.
they do.
Alright, so Crab just grabs this cassette. Funny enough, Crab doesn't actually need to complete the chapter here. He can just... Oh, no, he does for complete 10 chapters.
Yeah. Oh.
And so, yeah, this is the end of Chapter 8 core. I mean, there's just a lot of cool stuff in this game. We've been talking a lot about bingo, but just look at the 4 different screens we're seeing on the players here. Celeste is just a great game. There's so much variety of gameplay in this, and bingo lets you see things like Pico 8 that oftentimes aren't shown in a normal run, so I'm really glad that this is getting submitted.
I totally agree. It's a really good game. And by the way, Jan is just replaying 3000 meters for some reason. I think maybe they actually grabbed an orb.
Oh no, did they? Oh no, that might be game losing.
I think so. Lost multiple minutes here.
Oh wow. Yeah, 3000 meters with no battle nobs. This objective is like 4 minutes. So to have accidentally messed it up is really devastating.
It really is. Oh, what? Or maybe, no, I first thought they missed a berry, but they just skipped the battle in orb, so...
No, they definitely skipped the battle orb, so I don't know.
Crab is finishing 3A now and then probably, and no, he's already finished core. Is Crab doing farewell then? Yeah.
Alright, Crab heads into farewell, chapter 9.
Wait, no.
So, no. Never mind.
I can't really decide.
Into start. Cleaning up 5 areas in 7 chapters. This makes sense.
Yeah. That's probably the better play. Wait, they have done all Seekers. No, Jan still has to go into 5B, I think, for the BOP 10 Seekers in 2 chapters.
Jen still has to do 5B. Jen just has a lot of stuff to do. So this is funny. On Pink Team, we're getting that Crab is done a lot of stuff, and Jan has a lot still yet to do. While on Green Team, it's pretty much it's pretty much the opposite, that Celion is almost completely done, and Zaprey has quite a lot to do. They have to finish 3B, they have to play core, and presumably they're also playing farewell.
Yeah, but I think it would have been like the same if Jan didn't like skip, accidentally miss paddling orb and had to restart 3,000 meters. That was quite unfortunate, actually.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate, actually.
Are there any more battling orbs now?
No, there aren't.
Oh, right, this flag was.
You just need to complete 3,000. And then the final part of 3,000 meters is right about here. In just a second, and there, that flag. Woo. So yeah, you can look at the board now. A lot of objectives are ticked off. There's not a lot of stuff left. Celion is completely done peak out and is going into farewell.
Oh, right, so Zaprey did.
I don't know how much I agree with this from Celion.
No, yeah.
Because farewell is going to take Celion like 10 minutes to complete. And at this rate, Zaprey needs to do... Actually, it might be close to 10 minutes of stuff.
And reflection.
Because they also have to do core. So yeah, it very well might be 10 minutes. Never mind. This might actually be alright.
I think this is a kind of good play, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe like skip intro car for like and go back for it after your reach event. No, probably not, actually. I don't think Zaprey will have enough time.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, it's difficult for Zaprey to go that fast.
He's good at farewell, but not that good.
Alright, Club takes off 5 berries in 7 chapters, exactly 35 berries. That makes sense.
That's
and Club goes into farewell.
Good plan.
Meanwhile, Jan is playing for Seeker kills.
Which team? I think green team is in the lead now.
It's difficult to tell. I mean, it looks like... Yeah, it does look like green team is in the lead, if only because Celion is ahead of Club and farewell. And I get the feeling that Leech Event Horizon is going to be the last thing ticked off.
Probably. And I think since the car is a really hard thing to do, or maybe not because there's a new update which makes it easier, basically diagonal demos, basically makes the car easier. But I think they can lose multiple minutes there. Like, if they...
Yeah, I mean, IntroCon remembered, it's... So, Longo is sort of like a Longo version of normal bingo that's a little bit more difficult and has a lot longer objectives. But some of the objectives are copied over, and Intro Call is one of those objectives that's copied over. And in main game bingo, it's generally considered possibly the most difficult single objective.
I agree with that. I think I've only succeeded with it once.
It's just really tricky. I mean, I know I've personally spent 10 minutes going for intro call and failing and losing a bingo match because of it. I know plenty of people have.
So have I.
It's just really sad. But hopefully these players are practiced enough that they do know what they're doing. Hopefully.
Yeah. I guess we will see soon, actually. Because Serion is getting kinda close. Still had to do some... Oh, the power source skip, which basically skips the hub here. It's kind of precise. You do something called vectoring, or what's it called? What is the jelly vectoring? I think it's called. Oh.
Yeah, jelly vectoring.
Jelly vectoring, and died, so can't really do that now. But you can basically skip right to the power source and get all of the electricity without getting the double dash.
Yeah, Club's just entered this power source checkpoint. There's 2 really difficult skips to do here, and I mean, Rocky just described one of them, and if you mess up one of them, either one of them, you lose like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Jan here is going for triple 1-up. That's 8 berries in a row, and they just collected 2. This might be dangerous for them.
I mean, Syrian just failed the first power sword skip, which lost like 1 minute.
Oh
So,
yeah, jeez. Syrian failing first power source skip, and now if Clab gets this, Clab is practically caught up. Despite starting a minute later.
they are basically like tied now. Holy shit, this is... Oh, sorry for swearing.
Yeah, this is really close. As a race, I mean, this is just incredible. So after this we have, we also have second power source skip, which Celion misses. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's another like at least 30 seconds lost. If Clab hits this first try, we may see a change in progress lead.
It would be quite cool. Wait,
Yeah,
did Janus
it
fail
would be
one up
really
again?
insane.
He did it. Holy shit.
And Clab hits it.
Nice.
Wow.
But I mean, Jan failed the one up again, which is quite unfortunate.
Suddenly, I get the feeling that suddenly Pink Team is almost favored here.
I mean, I disagree, because Jan failed one up, I think 3 times, or 2 times now.
Yeah, I guess. It should be noted that triple one up, 2A is not the... Well, I guess 2A has to be the place to get it. There's no better place for it, triple one up.
Maybe 1.
But it does seem like Jan has... Is that 3 berries? I can't quite tell.
No, it's 4, so it was basically 3, yeah.
Alright, so 4 berries. Do they have enough just to clean it up right here?
I think they will have to get the one. Oh no, collected 2. No, that was 2.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that is 3 1-ups.
Was that 3 1-ups?
I paid attention. I saw the one symbol pop up 3 times. Yes, that was 3 1-ups. They must have gotten all the first 8. Not sure why the berries appeared so come together, but alright.
Okay, Siren is basically going... It's in this room the car is, so both of the players are in the car room now, so this is...
Oh yeah, both of these players going for intro car. I thought this could genuinely take anywhere between 2 tries and 10 minutes. So...
Yeah. So... no... Oh. Okay.
Alright, Celion gets the first half.
Yeah, that's...
Triag demo, nope.
that is the hard part.
Yeah, that ending is the difficult part.
Both the first part is also hard, actually. Okay, so we can be here for a while, I guess. I think the game... These can actually decide the game.
Yeah, this intro car may very well decide the game. Oh, actually it might not, because Clab still needs to do Jumpless Reflection after this. I forgot about that.
Wait, did they do it?
Clab? They haven't done Jumpless Reflection yet.
Neither of them have.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, Celion is stuck. Zaprey, like, has the opportunity to go do it. Meanwhile, Clab has to finish Farewell and do it. Because Jan can't really get... I don't know if Jan can get Jumpless Reflection quickly.
Probably not. But have they both done Pico 8? No. The Pink team still has to do Pico 8. Oh, wait! Did they get the car? Yeah, Syrian just got the car. Oh, I saw him. I kind of
nice.
spoiled.
Yeah, Syrian just got cut. That definitely puts Green Team in the lead here.
Yeah.
Wow.
In a big lead, I think, because I think they were already in a lead.
Yeah, in a really big lead. We may see the end of this game within 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Just wow.
But Syrian can't get past this room now. Come on.
Oh no! You've already done intro car. Okay, there you go. Right, so reach Event Horizon. Event Horizon's is checkpoint after this. With very good execution, it's about 2.5 minutes away. It might take 3, who knows?
And then Zaprey will probably do jump. Oh, I think Jumpless Reflection will take longer. So I think Zaprey will finish first.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. You mean Syrian will finish first, yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I meant Syrian.
Alright, Jan has their Focus 3 chap. Do they? Wait. Do they have 2A Blue Hut?
I actually have no idea, to be honest.
I'm like 70% sure Jan doesn't have 2A blue heart.
Yeah, we will have to check that after the game, I guess. I did not pay attention to that, so I don't remember them getting it, but I may be completely wrong. Oh, right, Crab I didn't even think about that Crab got the car.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Club has got an intro car. This game may be over, but it's not. It's not going to be. It's not going to be over, but it's not going to be a big difference here. I mean, Jan is cleaning this up. I mean, they've got 100% Pico 8 to do, but that's not as bad. Oh, why is Jan doing this when they have 100% Pico 8? It's a little strange.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I have no idea actually. Oh, Jan is doing Jumpers Reflection. Wait, what is Jan doing after? Oh, have they not ticked off full clear yet?
They ticked off Folklore, but they are going to go back and actually get Folklore.
Oh, so they don't actually have full clear.
No. Which is alright.
Yeah, that's now both of the teams have made a miscalculation or mistake.
Yeah.
Mystic.
Alright.
Wrong word.
That's alright.
Yeah, it would have been a bit worse in lockout, but
And now Celion is done, and Zaprey just needs to finish out Reflection. Jumpless here. Zaprey's in the Reflection checkpoint. You'll notice Zaprey isn't jumping here at all, just dashing through these screens.
the last screen is probably the worst. But if you know,
Yeah, the last screen is pretty difficult, but I'm pretty sure Celion knows what they're doing, and so they can almost certainly just guide Zaprey into doing this.
Probably.
If Zaprey doesn't know themselves.
It basically is dashing upright then downright, I think.
No, it's actually once you hit it, it's an upright dash, a light dash, a buffered light dash, and then an upright dash.
Oh no,
so upright here, upright. Once you land there, you buffer a light dash into an upright.
Oh, okay. Well,
Or
I think there's multiple strats. Jan
what
with
Zaprey
the
is doing
downright.
right now is the most frequent way of not being able to do this. This is bad.
Yeah, this is not the right strat at least. Come on.
And Celion is just chilling in 1A getting berries because Celion knows they can't contest anything, so they're just having fun while waiting for their teammate to finish up.
Yeah. Here. GG.
Okay, Zaprey figures it out. Alright, GG.
Yeah. Are we going to continue the stream? For the other?
Wow.
I think we are. Or are we going to continue with recording the other when they finish?
Yeah. I mean, probably.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. So, yeah, that's game over, but we're still going to let these two players finish out because they're both pretty close to their respective objectives. I mean, Club is within 3 minutes for clearing Pico 8, and if Jan does this quickly, Jan can finish in 3 minutes as well.
I think so. By the way, you were right. I think Serion have talked with Zaprey how to do that.
Yeah,
alright. Zaprey a bit because it changed strat in the middle of it.
Yeah. Well, that's why we have 2-player blongo. That's why teams exist.
Yeah.
So that people can complement each other's knowledge. Celeste is a big game. Blongo has a lot of different types of objectives. You've seen a ton of different types. A lot of them are challenging. And so it's good to have a teammate so that you know what you're doing.
It really is. Having a teammate is also really nice with, it's more fun. It's kind of boring to do all this by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, imagine one player doing all that these players have done by themselves. It would take hours. It wouldn't be very fun.
I think Serion has done that. I think Serion has done it solo once.
Celion has done some insane grinds. I have respect for her.
Same. I don't know how she can do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound fun at all, but oh, come on, Jan, you can do this.
Yeah, so Clab 5 screens away from completing Pico 8. Jan knows the strat and is just really quickly finishing out Jumpless
Nice.
Reflection just like that.
So we basically just have to GG.
And that's Jumpless Reflection. GG.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's not GG yet. Peace.
Well, okay, yeah, not GG, yes. GG for Jan. GG for 3 out of the 4 players playing.
Yeah. Okay, so it's all up to Crab now. Hopefully they can get a sub 120. I think that's possible.
You mean sub 320?
120. Oh, I mean full time.
Oh, yeah. In 50 seconds.
I think this is.
It'd be tight. They'd absolutely have to be. Club would absolutely have to play these last few screens like perfectly at this point after that death.
I don't think so. I
It'd
don't
be
think it's possible.
fairly
anymore.
tight.
Oh, come on. No. I don't think it's possible anymore. Oh.
It might be. If Club knows the fast strat for the Sperry, which they don't.
I have always used this fast strat because I found it myself. It's so easy.
Yeah, you can just hold left and dash up, and you'll just barely avoid the spikes there.
Well, it's understandable that they don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a Bailey you get in any of the objectives in main game bingo, so does make sense.
I mean, I use the strat for any percent.
Yeah.
To GG.
GG.
Okay.
100% Pico 8 does not claim about. Alright, GG. And that is time.
That is time. Set. Okay. Are we going to stop recording now? Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Celeste 2-player co-op long blackout bingo. This is our submission. Thank you.
Bye.